Hello everyone, myself Ganavi. Today's topic is about standard error in mathematics. Introduction to standard error. The standard error is the measure of the variability or spread of a statistics, specifically the mean. It qualifies how much the sample mean is likely to differ from the pure population mean. It is an important concept in statistics and plays a crucial role in hypothesis testing and confidence intervals. Formulas for error. The formula for the standard error is sigma divided by root n, where SE is the standard error, sigma is the population standard deviation, and n is the sample size. This formula allows us to estimate the standard deviation of the sample mean. As the sample size increases, the standard error decreases, indicating a more precise estimation of the population mean. Relationship between standard error and sample size. Standard error and sample size have an inverse relationship. It increases the sample size, reduces the standard error, leading to more accurate estimate of the population mean. A larger sample size provides more information about the population, resulting in a smaller standard error. Importance of standard error in hypothesis testing. Standard error helps determine if the difference between a sample mean and a hypothesized population mean is statistically significant. It is used to calculate the test statistics, which is then compared to the critical value to make a decision. The smaller the standard error, the greater the likelihood of rejecting the null hypothesis. Standard error versus standard deviation. Standard error measures the precision of the sample mean, while standard deviation measures the variability of individual data points. Standard deviation describes the spread of the data, while standard error describes the spread of the sample means. Standard deviation is used to summarize data, while standard error is used to estimate the population mean. Sampling distribution and standard error. The sampling distribution is the distribution of sample mean obtained from repeated sampling. The standard error represents the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. It provides information about the distribution of sample means and the precision of the estimated population mean. Confidence intervals and standard error. Confidence intervals provides a range of values within which the true population mean is likely to lie. Standard error is used to calculate the margin of error, which is then added and subtracted from the sample mean to obtain the confidence interval. A smaller standard error leads to a narrower confidence interval, indicating a more precise estimate of the population mean. Common misinterpretations of standard error. Standard error should not be confused with standard deviation or range. It is not a measure of the spread of individual data points. The standard error should not be used to make conclusion about individual data values. Uses of standard error in regression analysis. In regression analysis, standard error is used to access the accuracy of the estimated coefficients. It helps to determine if the coefficients are statistically significant. A smaller standard error indicates a more accurate estimation of the relationship between variables. Interpreting standard error in surveys and polls. Standard errors is often used in surveys and polls to access the reliability of the results. It helps it helps quantify the potential samplings error and provides a measure of the precision of these estimates. A smaller standard error indicates a more reliable and precise estimate of the population parameters. Factors affecting standard errors. Sample size. Larger sample size leads to smaller standard errors. Population variability. Higher variability increases the standard error. Study design. The proper random sampling techniques can minimize the standard errors. Standard error in experimental design. In experimental design, standard error is used to access the variability of the treatment effects. It helps to determine if the observed difference between groups are statistically significant. A smaller standard error indicates a more precise estimate of the treatment effect. Standard error in quality control. The standard error is used in quality control to monitor and access the variability of manufacturing process. It helps identify if the process is within acceptable limits. A larger standard error suggests a higher degree of variability and potential quality issues. Standard error in statistical modeling. Standard error is used in statistical modeling to evaluate the goodness or fit. It helps to determine the accuracy of the model's predictions. A smaller standard error indicates a better fit and more accurate predictions. Limitations of standard error. Standard error assumes that the data follows a normal distribution. It can be influenced by outliers or non-normalities in the data. Standard errors does not capture all sources of uncertainty and variability. Applications of standard error in research. The standard errors is widely used in various fields of research such as medicine, economics, psychology, and social sciences. It helps in researchers to make valid inference about populations based on sample data. Standard error is a fundamental concept in statistical analysis. Conclusion. The standard error is a measure of the variability or spread of a statistics, specifically the mean. It plays a key role in hypothesis testing, confidence intervals, and statistical modeling. Understanding standard error is crucial for making valid and reliable statistical inference. Thank you.